just wanted to give you a quick update as fast as I can, because I know these can be a little boring sometimes, but as some of you know, if you've been following any of my chronic illness videos, you'll know that I was referred to an EP specialist, which is just basically a heart doctor that specializes in the electrophysiology aspect of your heart, so the electrical function, because I've had some issues with that part of my heart. I went, and he thinks, you know, something's going on, obviously, but we have yet to pinpoint like why or exactly what. We know that there's things happening, but we don't really know the cause or how, or, you know, all that stuff. So what we're going to go ahead and move forward with is to get a loop recorder inserted. It'll be like, it just goes under your skin, and it's basically an internal heart monitor, so that is recording all the time, 24/7, and so like for a year to 3 years. And so with that, they'll be able to catch my arrhythmias that I have kind of normally, and then any arrhythmias that they haven't been able to catch yet that I have that have been causing you know, symptoms with me. So and with that, if they can capture that, they can figure out what exactly we're dealing with, whether or not it actually needs to be treated, something I just need to live with and deal with, it's just going to be there, or if it's something that is dangerous enough that they need to treat. And then they can kind of come up with a treatment plan. So that was that appointment, and I have that put in on the 8th of July. And then I had another appointment this week with my a new lung doctor. And this visit was actually kind of interesting to me because he brought something up that I actually overlooked in all of my thinking and pondering and researching about, you know, why I've been short of breath lately more and things like that. And that is my mast cell disorder. And a mast cell disorder is basically when your immune system doesn't function properly. You have I don't have like an over amount of mast cells. I have the normal amount of mast cells, but my mast cells activate inappropriately, which causes a plethora of symptoms. So tachycardia, shortness of breath, low blood pressure. I get a runny nose when I eat certain things that trigger me. Bloating, nausea, like all the things. And I'm so used to having mast cell that I often kind of put it on the back burner and I just deal with it every day, because I literally have reactions to something in some form every single day. And so I just don't even think about it much. And the treatment for it, I'm taking like half of the treatment because the other half was causing too slow of motility, which is a problem with my gastroparesis because I need to eat because I no longer have a feeding tube. It's like, you know, you either eat or you treat your mast cell. It's kind of crazy. So with this one particular thing that was causing that issue, so he decided to actually start me on a new medication for my mast cell that I have not tried before, that shouldn't cause those side effects for my gastroparesis, which to me, I was like, wow, I didn't even think about this. And his thoughts actually are that my mast cell has been wreaking havoc with my neutrophils. If you've been following me long enough, you know my blood is messed up. They thought I had leukemia, blah, blah, blah. And they couldn't figure out why why my neutrophils are always the way they are. But it can be related to mast cell. My heart problems that I'm having can be related to the mast cell. My shortness of breath to the mast cell. My GI problems, you know, aside from the gastroparesis, mast cell. And because I had tucked mast cell away for so long and I've just kind of dealt with it and not really thought much about it, it kind of blew my mind. And I was really happy that he thought outside of the box and was able to bring that to the forefront. And it makes a lot of sense. And so my prayer is that this new medication that they started me on, I started yesterday, last night, will settle down my immune system, my mast cells, and in turn settle the rest of everything else down. Settle down my stomach issues, settle down my heart issues, settle down my breathing issues. And if that's the case, I think he just hit a fountain of like a aha moment, I guess. I don't know how to explain that, but just kind of wow, because if that's the case, it's an easy fix. It really is. If I can, you know, there's no cure for mast cell disorder, but you can, it is sort of treatable. You have to avoid your triggers, which I have a lot of. And then you just kind of suppress the mast cell reaction. So if we can do that, my quality of life will be so much better. It's gotten better and better every day with eating a plant-based diet, even with gastroparesis. I've been able to actually do that a little bit more, you know, like modified. And so I've been getting more nutrients, which more nutrients means more healing for my whole body and things like that. I've had a little more energy lately to do the things I need to do around my homestead. It used to be I could do one thing a day, such as I could do the dishes that day and cook supper. Cooking supper is usually always in there. But aside from supper, I could only usually do one thing. So it was either dishes that day or I would mow that day, or, you know, and now I can do dishes, I can mow, I can do laundry, I can vacuum or whatever, all on the same day. Which is great for somebody like me who wants to get things done around the homestead. Granted, there are times where I pay for it and the next day is a rest day and I really can't do a lot, but the good news is for me that everything's usually done, so I get to rest and I get to just, you know, relax. So that's kind of the update. So I've got more appointments coming up, more testing. They're doing a lung function test also to see if my shortness of breath is caused by my myasthenia gravis, which is a neuromuscular disease which affects the diaphragm muscle. He doesn't think it is. I don't really think it's my myasthenia, but we could be surprised. Who knows, you know? So if it's not that, then it's either my heart function that has dropped, causing me to be short of breath, or the mast cell. So if this lung function test comes back okay, that it's not my myasthenia, then it means it's my heart and or the mast cell. And so then I'll have an MRI, a specific MRI that looks at the function of your heart to see like in more detail instead of just the echo, the stress echo I had that showed it being lower. So yeah, so with all that, I'm just praying that my body gets better and better and better, and that when they go to do these testings, that they're going to find that my heart is functioning better because I've been able to eat better, or because I've been able to stabilize my mast cells and things like that. So we'll see. We're still looking for answers, but we're getting closer. So that's the update. I just want to thank you guys so much for your support and for praying for me. You know, it's been a really, really hard 18 months, but things are seeming to turn around, and I'm thankful for that. But through all of that, I just want to say that God has really sustained me, and his word says that he sustains you on your sick bed. And I believe that, because I wouldn't have been able to do any of the things that I've been able to do without him. I still struggle with getting enough fluids and things, and even on the low fuel, he's really sustained me to actually have energy and to do some things. And so I'm really thankful for that, and it's only by his grace. So I really appreciate those prayers, and I pray that you keep it up, and you know, that we will get to the bottom of this, and that God will continue to just heal me. I believe this is a process, and I believe I'm in the process of of my body being healed to the point of functionality being much better for me. And so we're just walking through that process. But I just want to thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Blessings and shalom.